for our clients and make sure that it is everything and more that it could be.
What's kept me here? Our culture. We're genuinely a very great group of people. Everyone's just always willing to lend a hand.
When I have a suggestion or a concern and I voice it, leadership actually hears me.
As a consultancy, every person has a role and has something to bring to the table. There's just a lot of opportunities here if you're up for the challenge.
Jump on board, be part of the fun ride, because we're going places.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with the blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there, it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Bertner Electric Incorporated provides professional commercial electrical contractor services to Indianapolis and surrounding communities. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, our knowledge and experience make us the perfect choice for all your commercial electrical contractor needs. Contact us today.
Thanks to you. standing with us. You are truly making a difference in the lives of our neighbors in need.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Hey, Indiana, let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
Hello and welcome to the campus of Rose-Hulman. It's the conference championship between the visiting Hanover Women's Soccer Club and the Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology. Alongside Sam Cinder, I'm Charlie Heers bringing you tonight's coverage. But before we get into the activities, let's bring you the sponsors for tonight's broadcast. Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local hometown John Deere dealer since 1955. With 5 Central Indiana locations, Reynolds meets all your equipment, parts, and service needs. Boilermakers Local 374, representing skilled workers across Indiana. Discover the Boilermaker advantage with Local 374. Burtner Electric, sparked with confidence, your trusted electrical partner since 1986. Wheeler Mission, helping our neighbors in need since 1893, thanks to generous, caring individuals like you. Morales Group Staffing, building better futures, one story at a time. Let us help you find your next opportunity. LifeWise Academy. LifeWise Academy brings Bible education to public school students during school hours. Learn more at lifewise.org. LIUNA, the Build America Union, 500,000 strong, fighting for better wages, safer job sites, and greater opportunity. And finally, IndianaSRN Sports Page. Sports from border to border and coast to coast. Your source for high school and college sports coverage. Those are tonight's sponsors. Sam Cinder alongside Charlie Harris. Well, it's the 4-seed Hanover soccer team right now that I don't want to call it a Cinderella run, because if you ask them, they fully believe they should be in this game. They are ready to take home a conference championship this evening. But for Hanover, it's been quite the journey in this conference tournament throughout the regular season. They're one of the best offensive teams in the HCAC, but when you look at the road they've taken to get to this championship game, it's been quite the journey, Sam.
Charlie, it's hard to call a program as dominant in the Heartland Conference as Hanover a Cinderella story. I think that would insult the other programs, the other 9 teams in this conference. But their mark here, their journey here has been remarkable. When you look at their first round, the quarterfinal matchup against Anderson, remember that's a back-to-back. They finished the regular season against Anderson and then had to take them on in the first game, the quarterfinal. They went to double overtime with the Anderson Ravens, and it was a goal by Cam Horsley in the 120th minute to win it for them. Then you go into that next round against a Mount St. Joseph team that had not lost a conference game this season.
The 1 seed.
The 1 seed and back-to-back Heartland Conference champions, 2023 and 2024. And they can't separate that in regulation or overtime. They beat them in a penalty shootout, 5-4. That's the journey to the championship game. So when you've been tested as much as Hanover has, the confidence has to be surging for those Panthers.
Double overtime to penalty shootouts. Now a championship game on the road against Rose-Hulman on their home turf. Sam, you're exactly right. If you want to call Hanover a Cinderella, that is just the wrong phrase to use. They have some of the most conference championships of any team in the HCAC. But my point was, from the double overtime affair to then turning around to face the 1 seed, to have it tied going into overtime, and then finally to penalty shootouts. To gut that out takes skill, it takes leadership, it takes veteran experience. And then you shift into tonight's game. What do you think? You see their huddle across the goalie net. What do you think needs to be that message for the team that's faced so much adversity just in this last week?
Well, I think the message is we've been tested, and the expectation is this is going to be a close match regardless. Whether they're up, whether they're down, they've been there before.
Yeah.
They've felt what it's been like to be in a pressure situation in playoff soccer. So this is a team that was the champion in 2023. 2023. And so a lot of those players know what it's like to win. They have that within their program. Now it's time to do it on the road. They did it at Mount St. Joseph. They feel they've already beaten the best team in the Heartland Conference. Why not beat the second best team and prove we're really the best?
The last time these two teams faced off in a conference championship was back just a couple years ago in 2022, when Amy Hallowell, the head coach for Rose-Hulman, earned her 3rd HCAC Coach of the Year. She led the Fighting Engineers to a 10-3-6 record, undefeated in conference play that year, and they took home the conference championship against Hanover. And before we head to Rose-Hulman, their side of things, we're going to send it to a quick break. But don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. We have more on HCAC.tv.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Welcome back to the home campus for the Rose-Hulman Fighting Engineers. Well, we talked about Hanover, their journey to get to this championship game, the run they've been on. But here come Rose-Hulman defending their home turf. Sam, in conference play this year, they are undefeated. They've had quite the run in October. And here we are in the month of November still. They're top 3 in the conference standings. What's it going to take for them to get this done tonight?
The outlier stat for Rose-Hulman, and this has been the case last year, it's been the case for years under Amy Hellewell, their head coach, is they're a defensive team. Yeah. That's what they pride themselves on. And outside of the one goal that they allowed against Transylvania in their 3-1 win in the semifinal, that's the only goal that they have allowed in over a month. That's how strong their defense has been if you're Rose-Hulman. And what a familiar opponent in Hanover. The last 2 times Rose-Hulman has won the Heartland Conference, the opponent has been Hanover. Right before break, you mentioned the one in 2022, but also the last one is in 2019. Rose-Hulman won against these Hanover Panthers as well. So this is a team that, again, there's 3, I would say, real big teams when it comes to women's soccer in the Heartland Conference. Mount St. Joseph, last year's champion, undefeated in conference play. Rose-Hulman, who's been there, they've won a few. They're always in the mix over the past few years. And Hanover. Hanover took out Mount St. Joseph. You're Rose-Hulman, you don't have to worry about them. That was their only loss in conference play of the regular season. So now it's just Hanover. It's one game. You beat Transylvania. It's a 2-game playoff format, considering there's only a semifinal and a championship game. That's all it takes. It's this and it's done. That has to be the message for the Rose-Hulman Fighting Engineers.
The winner of this game heads to the NCAA tournament. You look at the standings, well, and the stats in those standings, Rose-Hulman and Hanover, both of those teams are top 3 in scoring. Rose-Hulman, they've scored the 3rd most goals in the conference. Hanover, they've scored the most goals in the conference. But you look at the first half, second half splits. Rose-Hulman, they've scored 32 goals on the season. 20 of those 32 goals have came in the first half. They're a team that likes to punch you in the mouth. They want to throw the first punch. They want to be the ones to set the tone and make the other team play at their pace. How important is it for Rose-Hulman to get on the board first and get that momentum early on their home field?
It's unbelievably important. And what I want to say about your point is, think about the matchup between these two earlier this year. It was a 2-0 win for Rose-Hulman over Hanover. And what happened? Well, Lauren Marquardt, one of Rose-Hulman's best, scored in the 4th minute of the game. 3:25, she scored. Yeah. Rose-Hulman added another one later in the match. That's all it took.
Yeah.
Rose-Hulman's defense is what they pride themselves on, as I mentioned, so they want to strike early. And think first 5-10 minutes, and then just hold on.
And then park the bus. Their strategy under 17th-year head coach Amy Hellewell is they want to score first. They want to be the first ones to attack, and then they rely on their defense. We were here a year ago in the semifinal against Transylvania. Rose-Hulman won that 1-0, and what they did was they scored late in that second half, and then they parked the bus. They relied on their defense to hold things down. You look at some of the top scorers. You mentioned Lauren Marquardt, Sydney Schuler. Schuler, she scored 6 goals. Marquardt also with 6 goals. This Rose-Hulman team, they're a group that likes to spread the wealth. They have 12 different goal scorers this year, and you got to think it can't just be the 2 seniors. They're not senior leaders, but the 2 leaders. It has to be a fully fledged effort for the Fighting Engineers.
Of course, but in soccer, it may only take one. And so someone has to step up. And you're okay if it's one of your senior leaders. You're okay no matter who it is, whether it's a freshman coming off the bench, coming as a substitution, whoever it may be, you're okay if you're Rose-Hulman. But I noted something to you, and we'll discuss this over the course of the match. Warming up, who led the line for Rose-Hulman? Camille Clark, one of their best defenders, a senior defender. She'll be big in the back line. Rose-Hulman relies on their defense. It's the identity of their team. Who's going to lead the charge in the championship game? The defense certainly will. Watch out for Camille Clark.
For Rose-Hulman, a semifinal 3-1 victory over Transylvania. The offense on full display. And here they are just a few days later, defending their home field in the conference championship. They haven't won the HCAC Conference Championship since 2022. That was against Hanover. And we'll see how these 2 teams fare. We'll be right back on the other side. You're watching HCAC.TV.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
back here at Rose-Hulman. You take a look at some of the keys to the game for Hanover, a team still in the huddle, still grouping their identity for the next 90 minutes. What's going to be so important for Hanover?
Offense. They're a more offensive team than Rose-Hulman. And it's how do we've watched them, we've played against them earlier this year, the 2-0 game. What can we take from our earlier matchup and change some things, adjust to defeat them here? But I want to take a second and think about what this means for these engineers of Rose-Hulman. They were in the same spot a year ago against Mount St. Joseph and suffered a heartbreaking defeat. Double overtime loss to the Lions to lose the championship. They're back a year later in the same spot against a different opponent, but still a very quality opponent in Hanover. How does the memory of last year affect this year? How can they avenge their loss a season ago?
A team that's already been through so much just in these last 2 matches to get to this point. It's been incredible. And here they are, ready for the national anthem, ready for the starting lineups. These two teams, both top 3 in offense and top 3 in scoring defense in the HCAC. Something's got to give here tonight as we're just here before starting lineups. Who's going to be an impact player? You touched on it for Rose-Hulman, Lauren Markhart and Sydney Schuler, but who are going to be some of these other pieces that are going to have to take charge for the Fighting Engineers?
Well, I mentioned for the Fighting Engineers, the defense is very important. Camille Clark, watch that back line. They're really huge goalkeeper-wise. Brooke Spurlock will be in goal. She's going to have to come up with some big saves. And last year it was Lily Dore. She's here today, advising Spurlock, advising that goalkeeper unit, because she knows one mistake may be the difference. Last year was a 1-0 defeat in double overtime. You don't want to allow that one goal if you can. You got to be on your toes the whole way.
The Rose-Hulman keeper, Brooke Spurlock, was the hero last game. On the year, she averages less than a goal per match. One of the best keepers in the conference, and she has a chance to will her team to a conference title.
Today's HCAC championship match features the Hanover Panthers and the Rose-Hulman.
As we see the two teams heading out to the center circle, the crowd finally into it.
Rivalries and passion are an exciting part of HCAC athletics. The ban via racial, sexist, or homophobic comments or other intimidating actions are not.
And we'll send it down to the PA for the national anthem and for starting lineups.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
A good engineer, a good mathematician, a good scientist can identify problems.
But in order to be a great scientist or engineer, you've got to have curiosity and you've got to have creativity, and that's what's going to set you apart.
You can't teach curiosity. You just need to encourage your student to be curious. Curious in anything that they do. Curious so that it brings out the innovations, the new ideas.
575 of them from 40 states and 19 countries, with a record-breaking number of applications. Did you forget about Rose's outstanding class of 2023 and how 99% of the graduates have landed a position in their dream fields, graduate school, or the military?
The renovations to Munch Hall are finally complete, so I'm sure he'll have plenty to eat at the updated Munch Cafe by the new Living Mall.
We just broke ground on a new residence hall that will be ready for fall 2025.
We celebrated a record-breaking homecoming with more than 2,000 alumni, students, and friends commemorating the 100th anniversary of the bonfire with our first ever drone show. We also welcomed 267 employers for our fall career fair. And perhaps the greatest gift of all, the Wall Street Journal named us to one of the top 20 best colleges in America, and U.S. News & World Report named us the #1 undergraduate engineering college. You can be a little old for a lot of things, but you're never too old or too far away for Rose-Hulman.
And now, let's meet the starters for today's match. First for the Panthers. A sophomore from Needham, Indiana, number 3, Emma Gill. A freshman from Westfield, Indiana, number 8, Maddie Canavan. A junior from Mooresville, Indiana, number 9, Cam Horsley. A sophomore from Amelia, Ohio, number 10, Kaylee Shermer. A sophomore from Pendleton, Indiana, number 11, Izzy Phillips. A sophomore from Accordsville, Indiana, number 14, Lillian Mullenkamp. A senior from Fishers, Indiana, number 18, Morgan Castiglione. A sophomore from Owensboro, Kentucky, number 20, Ginny Young. A freshman from Lawrenceburg, Indiana, number 23, Anna Black. A senior from Indianapolis, Indiana, number 32, Erin Terry. And in goal, a senior from Owensboro, Kentucky, number 1, Emma Patterson. The Panthers are led by head coach James Watts and assistant coach Madeline Wortley.
Okay, there you
And
go.
now let's meet the starters for the Fighting Engineers. A senior from Savage, Minnesota, number 3, Lauren Marquardt. A senior from Plainfield, Indiana, number 5, Camille Clark. A junior from Lexington, Kentucky, number 6, Riley Heasley. A sophomore from Scottsdale, Arizona, number 7, Taylor Beatty. A sophomore from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, number 8, Lena Durini. A sophomore from Bloomington, Illinois, number 9, Sydney Schuler. A junior from Louisville, Kentucky, number 13, Allie Smith. A senior from Independence, Ohio, number 14, Alex Adams. A senior from Lake Zurich, Illinois, number 16, Katie Choi. A junior from Gilroy, California, number 31, Vianney Garcia. And in goal, a senior from Lawrence, Kansas, number 1, Brooke Spurlock. The Fighting Engineers are led by head coach Amy Helliwell and assistant coach Casey Baker.
As we conclude the starting lineups, and we are just about underway. You see rain starting to fall here on the field. It seems like the entire campus is here to support their very own Fighting Engineers, trying to cheer them on for an HCAC conference title. And you got to feel as if the nerves are starting to boil over. The energy on this sideline. You see Rose-Hulman right there on your screen.
You can't feel 1 ounce of nervousness on the Rose-Hulman side, the way that they're presenting at this point, circling up for a quick pregame chat with Amy Helliwell. Charlie, I just want to get your thoughts. What do you think about the soccer pregame wave? It's one of my favorite things.
I do like it.
One of my favorite pregame activities in terms of player introduction.
Nice welcoming presence before
acknowledging the
kickoff.
fan base, acknowledging your team, and then you're ready to go. You lock in. And the scene, I think the soccer scene fits well with rain.
Yeah.
Even though I may not like rain, it adds to a grittiness that you feel when you watch soccer.
Especially for a championship game like this. Plenty of seniors playing in their final game of collegiate soccer. It's the ultimate test. And you also have to love the student body. They are here. They are representing their very own Rose-Hulman women's soccer team.
A year ago, they couldn't watch them. It was a few hours away in Ohio at Mount St. Joseph. This year, we'll see if the student section and the fans can make any bit of difference when it comes to pushing them over the edge.
Rose-Hulman in their home red, Hanover in the away whites.
Remember, first 10 minutes, so important. Could easily decide a match. Who's going to be the aggressor out of the gate?
And for Rose-Hulman this year, 20 goals in the first half this season, just 12 in the second half. Like we talked in the pregame show, Rose-Hulman, a team that likes to score first and throw the first punch. And the home team will start with the ball. And the whistle's been sounded. We're underway for the HCAC Conference Championship here in Terre Haute. And quickly, Hanover. And Sam, you got to think it's going to take a couple minutes or two to warm up to this game.
To get your feet underneath you, not the start Rose-Hulman would have wanted. A bit of a miscommunication and misplay from Marquardt, one of their best, but already back with possession.
Rose-Hulman already in the midfield and advancing.
And what a move by Katie Choi. Make a defender miss.
Now already in the offensive third for Rose-Hulman, looking for a cross inside the 18. Met nicely by Hanover, but still a fight. And a whistle's blown. And offsides potentially there. Rose-Hulman, it had Lauren Marquardt open on the near side, just outside of the box. She tried to cross it inside, and it was tipped away by Hanover's back line. So free kick now. Hanover trying to work it outside of their defensive third. Hanover battling on this near sideline. It's knocked out of play. It will go to Rose-Hulman.
And who's stepping up from that back line? Whenever there's a bit of pressure from Hanover, it's Camille Clark. You'll see her number 5 over and over today make a difference.
And there's Marquardt. Not much of an angle there. It's clear for the time being.
When you watch the back line for Rose-Hulman, it will be 5, 6, 7, and the big 31 of Vianney Garcia.
You already see the Engineers backline aggressive, meeting Hanover right at midfield, but now Hanover a chance for a turnover. And that one's knocked away on the far side by Riley Heasley, the junior midfielder from Lexington, Kentucky. The student section on their feet. And here's Hanover's first attempt offensively. Knocked away. And in transition is Rose-Hulman on the far side. They cross midfield. Hanover's defense out of position right now. And before the Engineers have a chance to flip the field, Hanover catches up.
Caught our referee right in the middle there, and it reminds me, saw this today in the Indiana football game, see it a little too often where that back ref gets kind of in the middle of a play.
Yeah. on that long touchdown run.
Feels like it could be avoided, and I don't know why it's not.
Here comes Hanover, just inside the box. Good work from Rose-Hulman to clear it. And here's Erin Terry, passing to her counterpart, Emma Gill. Emma Gill in possession. She's stripped away. Nicely done by Allie Smith, the junior defender for Rose-Hulman. And that spins out of bounds on the far end line. It'll be a goal kick for the Engineers.
As is the case in nearly every sport, but especially soccer, it's a game of momentum. Think about who the previous goal scorers were for Hanover, for Rose-Hulman.
Chance for Hanover. They cross inside the box, and it's deflected wide right of the goalie box. It's a corner opportunity for Gabby Hansen. Or check it, Kaylee Shermer, sophomore midfielder, looks to take this first corner.
One of their leaders in goals scored with 5 on the year. Active leader in goals scored with 12.
Both sides loaded inside the 6 right now. Shermer looks to take it. Raises the hand, here's the kick. It's a high lofting ball on the front post. Knocked right over to the top and out of bounds.
That found the foot, Charlie, of Cam Horsley. And she had a bit of a look there, but popped it up. And luckily for Spurlock and the Engineers, it was a little high and wide of that back post.
Here comes Erin Terry. Can't find a crease. And she's dispossessed. Ball now teetering back towards midfield. A good stand from Rose-Hulman's defense. But Hanover still trying to pile it on. It's back to the midfield. Passing near this near touch line. And the bodies hit the floor.
Expect physicality.
That was the freshman Maddie Canavan who hit the turf. Free kick just in front of the midfield line for Rose-Hulman.
Coming off the 3-1 win over Transylvania. One of those for Marquardt. A brace, 2 goals for Sydney Schuler.
It's the senior leader, Alex Adams, to take the free kick. She places it just shy of the box. Knocked away nicely by Cam Horsley of Hanover, out of harm's way. About 6 minutes in of this
felt
conference.
Like 20, Charlie.
This conference championship. And Hanover trying to fight towards their offensive third. Stifling defense early on by Rose-Hulman. You got to think it's going to be a battle in the midfield. Who can really take the time of possession and spin it in their favor? Who can control possessions for longer?
What I'll say is, a lot of times you're drawing up various plays and you want to do things that you do in practice to score goals, and that's when it's really pretty. In playoff soccer and championship soccer, it's oftentimes not going to be pretty. It's not going to be the way you draw it up. I'll point to last year against Mount St. Joseph. It was a deflection in double overtime off the top of the crossbar that just happened to find a Lions player for an easy tap-in. That's not how anything is drawn up, but that's what will oftentimes win the game. Expect crazy deflections, expect to be in the right spot, and when you're in the spot, you have to make the play.
Cam Horsley passes it into no man's land, easily scooped up. For Hanover this year, they're a team that averages over 2 goals per game in the HCAC. But the bulk of their offensive load comes in the second half. You look in the first half for for Hanover this season, Sam, just 13 goals in the first half, but 28 goals scored in the second period.
And what that tells me is they're really good at adjusting and adapting to what they see in the first half. All right, we'll feel you out for 45 minutes, then we'll go talk about it. What is Rose-Hulman doing defensively? And now we know how to go about what we're going to do offensively.
And Rose-Hulman the complete opposite. They scored the bulk of their goals in the first half. Two teams with high-powered offenses. Hanover's, though, comes more in the second half. Rose-Hulman in the first. Right now we're deadlocked 0-0. Just under 37 to go in this first half. Both sides really battling in the midfield. Trying to fight for time of possession right now. Cam Horsley drops it back to the back line. Defensive pressure really making an impact for Rose-Hulman, disrupting a lot of Hanover's offense in the early going. And a whistle's blown, play stopped dead. It'll go back to Hanover, and they'll have a chance to keep possession. It's Lillian Muhlenkamp to take the free kick. And she passes it off to Anna Black.
Black was the scorer against Mount St. Joseph. There was a 1-1 tie. They went into penalty shootouts, as we mentioned. Hanover won that 5-4 in shootouts, but Black, she both made a shootout, a penalty kick, but she also was the one goal to send it into overtime.
McGill now to Horsley. Horsley crosses it, but it's out of bounds on the far end line. Rose-Hulman now has possession.
And Charlie, that goal by Black, not only her first of the season, her first of her career.
And it came at a time where they needed it most. Rose-Hulman's Katie Choi dumps it off to her counterpart. And now the Fighting Engineers may have something brewing, inching towards their attacking third, but cleared away for the time being.
A lot of ricocheting back and forth.
It's Riley Heasley with it. She's dispossessed.
The question is, who can string together about 3 to 4 strong passes in a row and make the right appropriate cuts to slide by the back line of Hanover or Rose-Hulman?
Alex Adams trying to find Sydney Schuler downfield. The Rose-Hulman crowd wants a foul in the box. They will not get it. If a whistle was blown inside the box when Sydney Schuler went down, that would have been a penalty shot. Instead, they play on.
And just observing, I had a moment of almost realization I feel for our refs. This is not the biggest crowd. It's a huge turnout for Rose-Hulman, but think about huge arenas where there's a controversial call and you're getting hammered by thousands of fans. There is a home field advantage in terms of pressure to make a call.
Right. Most definitely. And a team like Hanover, they've been on the road for every game, especially last one against Mount St. Joe. They're no stranger to winning on the road, winning in tough environments. In the quarterfinal, it was a double overtime win. Last game, it was done in penalty shootouts. Hanover, as a 4 seed, Sam, just won't go away this year. And even if they go down 1-0, they average the most goals in the entire conference. They have the firepower to get right back into a game. But for now, you have to think it's a matter of who can hold time of possession, who will have the sharp passes in the midfield to find open passing lanes. Right now, nobody.
And the interesting thing about a championship game is there's nothing after this. So if one of these teams were to go up 1-0, there's nothing to stop the other from laying everything on the table, on the pitch, to go get that equalizer. What's there to lose? Losing the game? You know, you can do everything you can to get that goal, which is different than maybe you would in a regular season game where you're okay just trying to tie.
Well, Rose-Hulman, they have plenty of playmakers. Lauren Marquardt, Alex Adams, Sydney Schuler. A trio of players on the offensive side, but it's up to the midfield to find them in space. And right now on the far side, the Fighting Engineers looking for a through ball to get it to their playmakers where they can really make a run on it, but it's just been deflected time after time by Hanover in the midfield.
Credit those Hanover defenders by clogging up the passing lanes and extending themselves, applying pressure, kicking those legs out. They're making things difficult.
Touching around the back line now is Rose-Hulman. Met by quick pressure, though. Now starting to surface up towards the midfield. Can they sustain an offensive drive? It's on the far side. It's up to Sydney Schuler. Great through ball, but near the boundary, and it's knocked away. Hanover's got possession. Referees say it's out of bounds. The home crowd loves it. It will be a throw-in for Rose-Hulman in their attacking third.
It was such a good look for Schuler. The pass just out of her reach, and really good defense by that back line of Hanover to get to the spot and send it out for a throw-in.
Good deflection by Hanover. Not allowing anything. And now a through ball opportunity for Hanover, but it's met quickly by Camille Clark, the senior defender. Camille Clark gets it out of harm's way, but Hanover will have a throw-in on the far side. Check it, it'll be Rose with it. That was Taylor Beatty with the throw-in for the Fighting Engineers. Here's Alex Adams. Back to Beatty. Beatty trying to find Marquardt, nothing doing. 15 minutes in this first half. Plenty of space on the near side. Head up into the air.
And Charlie, last year in the semifinal game against Transylvania, it was Adams, who at the time a junior, sent a prayer shot up off the crossbar, which allowed for a tap in from Marquardt to give Rose-Hulman their 1-0 lead. She knows, and a lot of these players on both sides know, it's worth throwing up the prayer shot because you don't know how it's going to deflect and bounce, which may lead to a goal.
The key is just finding it in the box. To have success, you need to be in and around the box area. And right now it's Hanover looking for a cross. Shot attempt deflected. Once again, Hanover still teetering outside the 18, finally knocked away. It's Maddie Mosby, met with heavy pressure. Emma Gill now dispossessed. Rose-Hulman trying to clear it. And finally it is cleared by number 13, Allie Smith. Allie Smith, a good job knocking that ball out of bounds. But Hanover now an offensive possession now, and they're attacking third. To throw in to Ginny Young.
Look, it's 3 players all closing in on Young.
Now inside the 18. No one-timer. They'll have to knock it around the box. Finally, Aaron Terry, the shot attempt is saved. And it's a corner kick for Hanover. A great job by Brooke Spurlock diving to her left. And that was Aaron Terry, actually a defender, ranging up from outside the box.
The defender from Indianapolis, and had some serious tail, Charlie, and it made for a difficult save, but Spurlock was all over it.
Cross in, swinging ball knocked loose by Spurlock. Nearly perfect placement towards the back post, but Spurlock, the hero a game ago for Rose-Hulman. In these early stages, she's been phenomenal, but once again, here's another corner, the 4th for Hanover already tonight. And it's going to be the sophomore, Kaylee Shermer.
And it's so important for the goalkeeper to be active, not passive. On the corner, she gets up there, gets her hand to it.
Here it is, high looping ball, just misses off the right.
Instead of reacting to whatever Hanover might do, she's going to be the first to touch it, knock it away, and then whatever happens, happens.
You got to think Hanover, they've been met with plenty of pressure, but they're still finding ways to generate set pieces. Hanover still on the offensive, knocked away by the back line of Rose-Hulman.
And the biggest thing I'm noticing with Hanover is the defensive pressure, particularly in the Rose-Hulman third, creating turnovers, creating opportunity offensively.
Right now it's Lauren Marquardt, near side, just outside the 18. Boots it with the right foot on the line. A pass attempt, and nearly off. Almost in the back of the net, it's wide left. That time it was Alex Adams just missing. A beautiful pass from Lauren Marquardt inside the 18. Alex Adams just too late.
Here it is. That's all it may take sometimes, Charlie. Look at this cross in from Marquardt. It's off the foot. It deflects. Adams is there. She runs into the goalkeeper, Patterson, for Hanover, and it's just squirts wide.
Alex Adams, if she had a better touch off the pass, she could have had the goal. Instead, it's still 0-0. Aaron Terry knocks it out of play.
And again, we talked about Spurlock for Rose-Hulman. How about Patterson for Hanover? Being aggressive, meeting the ball. If she's reactive there, it's probably 1-0 Rose-Hulman. Instead, she makes the save. And we talked about the heroics. She's the one who, remember, in the penalty shootouts, made the save on the final penalty kick for Mount St. Joseph. It was 4-4. Rose-Hulman made their 5th penalty, and then it was Patterson to save the Lions penalty. That's a game winner. That's a walk-off winner. A buzzer beater, if you will, if you're Patterson, to win the game. It's got to feel so good.
Both sides with some chances early on. Hanover, they've had plenty of corner opportunities, plenty of chances in the box with bodies flying around. And for Rose-Hulman, it's just been that one chance for Alex Adams.
Because think about it, there's no other moment in soccer where you could have a game-ending play other than the penalty shootout.
Far side now, it's Morgan Castiglione who's dispossessed. In the midfield is Alex Adams. Adams in a transition spot. She will be met by pressure sooner rather than later. She's on the far side. Turns to her left. Finds an open teammate. It's Lena Darini. And that time, Riley Heasley looking for a teammate inside the box. Nobody there. 25 to play here in this first half. Still deadlock 0-0 here in the HCAC Conference Championship game. A sold-out crowd here at Rose-Hulman tonight. Large portion of the student body. The stands are packed. Everyone on their feet, Rose-Hulman, Sam, just looking for a momentum opportunity now.
And they've had a couple. So there's been a few scoring chances for Hanover on the corners. Rose-Hulman had one with Adams. They got to feel pretty even. We've both had our chances. They both were close, but no cigar. Now what can we do to create that next swing of momentum and maybe score? And the score would obviously trump anything that has happened.
It feels like we're past the stage of just measuring each other up, sizing up the competition. It does feel like
there's more of a groove.
Both sides are in the flow of the game at this point.
Yeah, I would agree.
Seesawing back and forth towards the midfield. It's now on the left back of Rose-Hulman. Playing it now towards the middle. It's dispossessed. Hanover has possession for the time being. They'll drop it down to their back line. To the center back, it's Anna Black. Back, taps it over to her right back. That's Maddie Canavan. Canavan up top on the near side. Finding Kaylee Shermer. Shermer's taken the bulk of the corners today. Great pressure from Rose-Hulman in this back line. And nice clear. Good job by Lauren Marquardt, the senior midfielder. And now Emma Patterson scoops it up. She's going to take her time, look for an angle. Under 23 to go in the first half. This one booted on the near side. It takes one bounce and nearly rolls out of play. It stays alive. Here's Vianney Garcia with space. Hanover just kind of tiptoeing into their offensive third. Met with plenty of pressure. No Hanover midfielder or forward can really turn a corner right now.
There's no space. You mentioned it. No space to turn. No space to look and see where your other 10 teammates are and find someone. I heard a great analogy once when it came to soccer, and it's each individual player with the ball is the quarterback. They're under duress. They're under pressure. And the opposition has 11 players bearing down on you, and you got to find one of your 10. It's very analytical. You have to assess the field.
Yes.
And you have to do it under constant pressure.
Here's Allie Smith to Marquardt on the near side, just outside the 18, looking for a cross. Here it is. Cross is knocked down by Maddie Canavan, the freshman. And here's Rose, their first corner opportunity tonight. Taking this will be the leader, Lauren Marquardt.
And in these spots, it's important to think about height. Height and bounces. Where are you going to go? Front of the box, back of the box?
Marquardt takes her time, lets the offense get settled.
This is different than what we saw in Hanover's corners where everyone was in the goal and moved out. This is a little more spread out.
Here it is. Blooping ball near the back post. It's a good one. It's headed in. It's headed in. Camille Clark, the hero in the early going, off the set piece. Oh my goodness. Sam, you said it only takes one.
And of course it's Clark, Charlie, the leader. She led them in warm-up. She leads them on the defense. And when it came time to it on a corner, she was in position to give them the lead in the championship game. Now it's her third goal of this year, her ninth of her career with Rose-Hulman, and it may be the biggest one of her Rose-Hulman career.
The Plainfield, Indiana native, maybe with the goal of her life. And this is what we touched on, Sam, in the pregame show. Rose-Hulman, the majority of their goals this year come in the first half. This time it comes with 21 to go in the first half. But just the execution, it's their first corner of the contest, and they find a way with bodies jumbled everywhere inside the 6. It's Camille Clark
credit
with
to
position.
Marquardt on the corner. It was so well struck.
Yeah.
She sent it very high up in the air, and it gave a defender like Clark, a tall defender who has great height on her and great athleticism. She can really get up there. It gave her the opportunity to be the biggest player on the field and head it in. Rose-Hulman lost a lot in the offseason. They lost one of their best players in team history in Kira Hicks. They lost their goalkeeper in Lily Dore. Hicks, if you remember, was 6'3". She towered over everyone on the pitch. Clark is not as tall, but it's a similar idea. When you have a corner, you're looking for your tallest player, your biggest player, to just pound it over the opposition and into the net. It's exactly like what Clark did.
The Rose-Hulman continuing their style of play throughout the regular season and into the championship match. They're on the board first with 20 to play in the first half. And now you're starting to feel tension. If it wasn't alive already, it's alive and well at this point.
And not the first time she scored versus Hanover either. A couple of years ago, Rose-Hulman's won back-to-back against the Hanover Panthers. The last time they played was earlier this year, 2-0 win. Last year was a 1-0 win in 2024. Who had the one goal? It was Camille Clark. Ooh.
4 shots for Hanover, 3 for Rose-Hulman. And it will stay with Hanover as we're under 20 to go. Couple of subs to check in for Hanover. Ready to sub in is Maddie Mosby and Annabeth Hawkins. Free kick for Hanover. Taking the free kick is number 9, Cam Horsley, the junior. She swings with the left foot. It's a fly ball just outside the 18. Knocked loose. Here's a opportunity for Hanover, but it's picked up nicely by Rose. On that shot attempt was Kaylee Shermer of Hanover, but it was deflected and nothing was doing. Battling in the midfield now are both sides. But Sam, in a championship game, to execute on your first and only corner kick thus far as subs come in for both sides, but to execute on your first corner of the contest in a championship game is just incredible to have that sort of execution.
It's how Rose-Hulman would have wanted to draw it up, and I'll tell you, I mentioned a lot of times in these games, it's not the set pieces. It's not the practice plays. That was by definition a practice play.
Yep.
They do that all the time. They work on it, and it came to fruition. And you got to feel good if you're Coach Hellawell. That's something you ingrained into your players, came back to reward you in a championship game.
Hanover to the offensive. They tap it up to Maddie Mosby, who just checked in, trying to find it with the left foot. It's deflected and wide left. That might have been the greatest quality look, but still, Hanover still fighting and fighting when they're in their offensive territory.
Mosby, one of those super subs off the bench as a substitution for Hanover. She's got 5 goals. She's played in all 19 games and has not started one of them, so they love getting her fresh legs in there for a back of the first half stretch, and I'm sure we'll see her again in the second half.
Now, even though that shot attempt was wide left, it had no chance of turning into a goal, but it's keeping Rose-Hulman's defense on their heels.
Look, any shot you'll take it. There's a reason they track shots in soccer. And the reason is any single shot is an opportunity to score. You never know just how it might bounce and how any opportunity, any goal-scoring chance may arise.
Lily Clark, number 35 for Hanover, had an opportunity. Could not corral it. Instead, Hanover a throw-in on the far side, just shy of their attacking third.
Some are more obvious than others. A corner kick, a set piece, a penalty kick. Those are obviously pretty obvious opportunities.
Lily Clark, ground ball cross, and knocked down. Bodies hit the floor. No whistle. Play on. Chance inside the 18. Headed away. Rose-Hulman trying to clear it out of harm's way. They finally do. It's now back up to the midfield. And Hanover looking for a more methodical possession now. It's up to Annabeth Hawkins, who just checked in. Now to Kaylee Shermer. She's in trouble. She's dispossessed.
Such a strong defensive play by Allie Smith.
Marquardt hits the deck. Whistle's blown. Staying with the Fighting Engineers. The crowd loves it.
Sometimes there's those little collisions, little fouls. You're like, I'll take possession here. Sometimes there's the big collisions, and that one I immediately retracted, and it was like a football collision, Charlie. She quite literally ran right into the Hanover defender.
15 to play in the first half. Rose-Hulman leading 1-0 off a header from Camille Clark on a set corner piece. Ball veering out of bounds on the far touchline. The Engineers have possession. And offsides is called. It will go back to Hanover. Taking this free kick, Anna Black. Anna Black looking over the chessboard. And she puts it right to midfield. Shermer to her counterpart. They're screaming upfield. Here's Lily Clark with an opportunity. Inside the box, she passes to her teammate, but just behind her. Clark trying to find Maddie Mosby, and it just went too far behind her. She didn't have a chance to make a play. But once again, Sam, Hanover is still applying pressure on offense.
And this is a critical point if you're Hanover. Just over 14 minutes now, under 14 minutes left in half number one. Lauren Marquardt comes out of the game, Emma Johns comes in. So Rose-Hulman is pulling some of their stronger starters for a little bit of a rest period at the end of the first half. What better opportunity if you're Hanover to put the pressure on, really try to strike, to even things up before you go into the halftime break.
Here's Shermer. Just runs out of space. She finds the cross, rather, and a whistle's blown. It's now in Rose-Hulman's possession. Handball. It's hard to tell what the call is sometimes.
It is, and you'll get the offsides from the line official raising the flag, but a lot of times those fouls in the pitch are difficult to assess.
Back to Patterson, little mistouch, headed up, it's a free for all. Who's gonna come up top? It's Patterson who finally corrals it. Uh-oh.
Charlie, let me tell you what I think happened. She's the one that had it. You can't touch it yourself. Oh. She's the first to touch the ball after she hit it.
A decision to be made. It looks like a penalty kick.
So it's a handball on Patterson.
The keeper.
And Rose-Hulman will have a chance to go up 2-0.
And guess who, Sam? Camille Clark.
How often do you see a handball on the keeper?
Camille Clark scored just moments ago. Searching for her second goal in the first half. Camille Clark, a senior leader defender. She takes a couple steps back. This could be huge. To go up 2-0. Clark sets her feet. Choosing her angle. Whistle's blown. Here it is. Camille Clark looks up top. It's off the crossbar. She heads it. And the officials blow the play dead. But Camille Clark just pings it off the crossbar.
Wow. What life for Hanover.
Sam, here's that replay.
If they go down 2-0 here with Rose-Hulman's defense, you don't have a lot of belief. This gives you so much momentum. The score's the same before any of this sequence begins, 1-0. But now you feel new life. You feel you're back in it because of what could have been. Hammers it off the top of the crossbar.
Just so much tension.
It bounced right back to her. Nothing to go there. Wow.
You gotta think.
What a championship saving misstep.
I mean, you cannot afford a penalty kick in the first half. You cannot afford a handball in your own box.
Pretty remarkable.
I mean, that time, Sam, Hanover, they were hanging by a thread. If they went down 2-0, this game is much different.
you don't want to say it's over because obviously you're going to play and you're going to fight tooth and nail to the end. But knowing Rose-Hulman,
right.
If people were betting on the game, which they're not, but if they were, the odds would have been incredibly favored for Rose. You may have seen an ESPN under 1% chance. I know Sarah Langs often does the winning percentage odds for MLB. It would have been a wee victory if Hanover were to come back.
Hanover, they were hanging by a thread moments ago, but now they trailed just by 1. Great box out by Camille Clark.
And the flag is raised.
Crowd upset. Clark picks up the foul. She's arguing her case. Pretty vocal down there.
Keep in mind, Charlie, Clark, back-to-back Defensive Player of the Week in the Heartland Conference. That's her strong suit. Probably a little more pride there to be called for a foul that she disagrees with. And this is big. From almost being down 2-0, Hanover has a free kick opportunity.
They sure do. And to take it will be Cam Horsley, the junior midfielder from Mooresville, Indiana. A 2-player wall put on by Rose-Hulman. Horsley has her team set up near the back post. Let's see what Horsley comes with. Taking her time, surveying the field. The hands raised. Here's the free kick. It scoops underneath the wall. A fight for it. Bodies hit the ground. Rose trying to clear it. They do. An incredible defensive stand. But Hanover not done.
Charlie, nothing came of that, but it was a good design because what happened, Spurlock came charging toward the near post, and there was an opening on the backside if Hanover was able to get to that ball and get it off cleanly.
Annabeth Hawkins. And knocked upfield by the back line of Rose-Hulman. Under 10 to go in the first half. 1-0 the score in favor of Rose. It came off a set piece, a corner kick. Headed in by Camille Clark. Here's Aaron Terry. A through ball, searching for Lily Clark, the sophomore forward. She finally corrals it. She's got to find an angle. Puts it in the box, nothing doing. Clark for cleanup. And finally booted out of bounds on the near touchline. Good job by Camille Clark, who's having quite the game defensively and obviously on offense.
The only thing you could say is what if on the penalty kick.
Under 9 to go in the first half. Aaron Terry, not a ton of space, and now perfectly put for Emma Johns. Johns on the near side, putting it back towards the middle. A missed touch. Still in possession. Here's Emma Johns once more. And knocked away. Hanover to throw in. And they're going to put this back for Brooke Spurlock to take care of it with 8 to play. Bouncing around the back line. And a great clear, getting it out of dangerous territory for Rose and their defense. It's now up to Hanover, their back line, to create some offense. Bodies all over the place on the far side. The student section loves it because it goes in possession of Rose-Hulman, a free kick on the far touchline now. Hard to tell who's taking the free kick. Team just on the fringe of the box. Sky-high kick inside the 18. Put back towards the middle. Good clear for now by Hanover. Now still, once again, teetering towards the midfield for both sides. It's out of bounds, far side. Hanover thinks it's their possession. Instead, it's given to Rose-Hulman. 7 to go now. midfield of Rose-Hulman is they're having a tough time right now finding anyone in a passing lane, but still a good job of keeping possession. Kind of setting up a prayer. They place it on the far side to Sydney Schuler. Sydney Schuler screaming down the touchline. The cross in the box, deflected. Emma Johns, missed touch with the right foot, deflected and cleared. Headed back towards harm way if you're Hanover though. Emma Johns not moving an inch. Emma Johns for Rose-Hulman thinks they have possession.
And they do. How about that cross from Schuler, Charlie? What a bullet.
Schuler, one of the team captains. Looping kick outside the box. And now it's Hanover's midfield really put to the test. Rose-Hulman, Sam, doing a much better job of keeping possession and maintaining possession.
I mean, how much intensity can you have in a soccer match? That's been the last 10 minutes of this one, maybe more. It's been non-stop.
Yeah. It's been a track meet. A lot of intensity, a lot of physical play here as well. Heads up. Nearly hit the broadcasting booth.
Better the water, right, than the broadcast booth.
Better the water than the equipment. It does seem like the rain has died down as some substitutes enter for Hanover. Checking out for Hanover is Allie Bird and Kaylee Shermer. They're going to take a breather for the final 5 to play. Thrown in by Anna Black. In trouble is Maddie Mosby. Out of bounds, still a throw-in. Hanover, an offensive possession now. It's a throw-in in their attacking third. They find Mosby, but quickly dispossessed. Emma Johns with it, clears it with the left foot.
Some good minutes for Johns as a substitution.
And Hanover will backtrack to their back line. Working around the perimeter. Now placed towards the middle. Still in the midfield. Lauren Rainbolt comes on for Hanover as well. Her first minutes tonight. Rose-Hulman a chance. It's Sydney Schuler with the ball right now. She's met by a double team. Backtracks to the midfield. Back to Schuler now on the far side. Searching for a cross. It's a bullet. And easily knocked down inside the box. Good stand defensively by Hanover that time, but they're not done yet. Under 4 to play in the first half. Rose-Hulman looking for a crease, but there's nothing there. Headed in the air. Headed again. Hanover having a tough time clearing it past midfield. Crowd in an uproar.
Very physical, Charlie, and that might get the attention of a trainer. You saw earlier, and a card has been issued to...
Against Rose, I believe, correct?
Well, I believe it was on the earlier one. There was a collision, and a concussion is the concern with those on the header from Vianney Garcia and...
So a yellow card.
From Vianney Garcia, and the card goes on Gabby Hansen for Rose, who was in the middle of that.
And if that's a yellow, you're saying that's a yellow card against Rose-Hulman. That's just their second yellow all season.
That's right, and that's just the intensity that championship soccer in the Heartland Conference produces.
That's incredible. A team that's only induced 1 yellow card all year?
They do not commit the poor penalty. They really are a well-coached team. They're not going to make those mistakes. And even Hanover, they were tied for second. They only had 4 yellow cards, and they have 1 today.
Yeah.
So
it's that championship feel. A couple of subs for Hanover. A line change. Checking out is Lily Clark. Also checking out for Hanover is Cam Horsley. 3 minutes to play in the first half. Hanover down a goal. And Hanover has to count their lucky stars that this isn't a 2-0 deficit, as Emma Patterson committed a handball in the box about 15 minutes ago. Camille Clark missed the penalty kick.
And Charlie, this is important because if you look at Rose-Hulman this season, that was their first penalty kick all year.
Wow.
They don't have experience this season with those, and I'm sure they practice it. I'm sure it's part of their routine, but in game it was their first of the season, and they did not convert it.
2:15 to go before halftime. Slide tackle, and it's a whistle. Picking up the foul is Grace Caroline Leenum, the senior midfielder for Hanover. She records the foul, and now with under 2 to play, Rose-Hulman has possession. It'll be.
And I'm shocked, Charlie, that Rose-Hulman hasn't tried to slow down the pace a little bit. It's been really quick, and with them having the lead, they would want this to be slower, but that's not been how they've been playing.
Both sides with 6 shots apiece. Both sides with 1 shot on goal. Tightly contested thus far. 90 seconds now before halftime. Bodies continue to hit the floor. No foul call this time. They'll play on. In the midfield far side. Put in the air inside the box now. Not a lot of space for Rose-Hulman's offense. Kept in play though. Well done by Hanover. Rainbow in some trouble. She's turned over. Now it's 60 seconds until halftime.
1 minute remaining.
Does Rose-Hulman have one more push before the half? We shall see. They're going to backtrack towards the defensive line now. Nice job turning the corner is Camille Clark. Camille Clark to her counterpart, Taylor Beatty. Beatty with space. Backtracks to Camille Clark. 43 seconds now. Clark up towards the middle. Decent touch in the midfield and 30 seconds. Hanover's really doing a good job of not allowing any passing lane.
They're trying to press. They're trying to create that turnover, and Rose-Hulman has slowed down as I thought. Just trying to eat the last 22 seconds, go into halftime with the lead.
20 seconds. Knocked up field with 10 seconds. It's out of play, and with 10 seconds to go, that will most likely do it for the first half of the HCAC conference title game. The clock ticks down. Yep, we're halfway done of the HCAC conference championship game between Hanover and Rose-Hulman. Sam, any first half thoughts?
Well, where do I start? You know, considering the first goal, it was such a well-executed corner. Marquardt over to Camille Clark. The biggest play, though, is the missed opportunity, which Rose-Hulman is going to hope does not come back to bite them. Had a chance to go up 2-0 after the yellow card, goal kick penalty on Patterson, the goalie for Hanover. Clark misses the penalty kick. It remains 1-0, and good job on Hanover to hang in there for the remainder of the first half to keep it a 1-0 deficit. They will have a chance to make it, to even it up in the second half.
Real quick, before we head to break, what's something Hanover can do to get back into this game? They're the highest powered offense in the HCAC. How can they equalize this?
I was impressed by their pursuit and their ability to change the pace. Rose-Hulman likes to play slow, with the exception of the last minute. Hanover dictated the pace despite trailing. They made Rose-Hulman speed up. If they continue that, I would not be shocked at all if they find something going to the back of the net.
That's Sam Cinder. I'm Charlie Harris. We'll be right back in just a few minutes. You're watching HCAC.TV.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt?
Insulting referees.
Threatening officials?
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes.
Violent language in the stands.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot? It's not a game.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Yeah, you're going to have to do the knob underneath the camera right in the middle, but loosen it when you have a hold of the camera or the whole thing will take off on you.
From
warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you can be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
You sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
Welcome back to the campus of Rose-Hulman. It's the HCAC title game between Hanover and Rose-Hulman, a 1-0 edge by the Fighting Engineers. And Sam, that came on the first corner kick of the contest for Rose-Hulman. Placed in by Marquardt, into the box, headed in by Camille Clark. And that's been the only score of today's game for Rose-Hulman. They've been a team that loves to score the first goal. That's been their identity, combined with great defense. Amy Hallowell, that's been her calling card, has been her defense over her 17 years as Rose-Hulman's head coach. And today, well, in the second half, Sam, they're going to have to rely on that defense that has kept them in the game so many times year in, year out.
They will, and I'm sure that's the way they would have wanted it. That's how they play. And you give so much credit to Hallowell, the coaching staff, and how Rose-Hulman operates their program, that on that corner, the first of the game for Rose-Hulman, they executed it as perfectly as you could. They get the corner, Camille Clark puts it in, and when we look at a recap of the corner, let's take a look at a replay. You'll see it's such a good ball by Marquardt. That's the starting piece. If she doesn't get it as high up in the air as she does, this isn't going to happen.
She takes her time, so methodical. And that's what leaders do. Just that looping high ball allows her team to get in position.
And look at Clark. She comes back. They had it very spaced out. We noted how spacious it was for the Rose-Hulman setup. Clark comes streaming in there. She has a height advantage, a athletic advantage over her Hanover defender, and she gets above her, puts it in. We'll take a look at the recap stat-wise comparison of the two teams, Hanover and Rose-Hulman. And on paper, Charlie, it looks very even. 6 shots apiece for Hanover and Rose-Hulman. Shots on goal, 1-1. Hanover actually leads on corners. They have 3 to Rose-Hulman's 1. They're a little more physical. They have 7 fouls to Rose-Hulman's 5. Even the cards, yellow cards, 1-1 for each side. When you just look at the stats, Hanover deadlocked, but even maybe a slight edge to Hanover.
Right.
Typically, the team that has more corner kicks, the more opportunity, is going to win the game. But in this one, the key is executing fundamentals, executing the little things that make just a small difference, because the majority of soccer matches are decided by 1 goal. Right now, it's a 1-goal difference between Rose-Hulman and Hanover. What is the difference? Executing on the corner kick. Just because you have them, it doesn't equal a goal. It only equals it if you execute. Rose-Hulman executed theirs.
Now for Hanover, though, Sam, they're a team that lives in the second half. They scored 42 goals this year, the most of any team in the HCAC. They have the best offense in the conference. They've scored 28 of their 42 goals in the second half. You got to think the discussion in that huddle during this halftime period is, hey, how do we get back to our offense? Sam, what is the key? We touched on it before halftime, but for Hanover in that huddle, how do they get back into their flow offensively?
Charlie, well, I'll tell you one thing. I guarantee you they're not pouting over there.
Yeah.
They feel good. They're down 1-0, but they've been in spots like this throughout the season, and especially in the playoffs. We talked about it at length in the pregame and during the first half. Hanover had to go to double overtime to get past Anderson. They had to go into penalty shootouts to get by number 1 Mount St. Joseph. This is nothing new for them, and guess what? Ever since the goal from Clark to make it 1-0 Rose-Hulman, I would say Hanover was in control of the back half of half number 1. It was at the pace they would have wanted. They had more scoring opportunities. They took more shots. If that continues in the second half, Hanover will tie this game at 1. So there's going to be a lot of optimism being spoken from on their side and from their head coach, James Watts.
And you look at since October 11th for Hanover. Since October 11th, they've played 8 matches. They've outscored opponents 24-2. Since October 11th, Sam, that was a long time ago. It's November 8th. That's been a month.
Nearly a month.
And they've only allowed 2 goals this year. Make it 3 now. They've outscored opponents 24-3. They're a team that just finds ways to win. They've done it throughout this tournament run. Double overtime, penalty kicks. They found ways to win. Here they are in another hole, and like you said, they're definitely not pouting. In fact, they're going to do what they do best, which is continue to battle. That's really all they're left with.
That is, and when you look at, you're looking at the schedule right now. Look at where those goals came from now. 4 of them against Bluffton. They're a bottom feeder of the HCAC, even more of a bottom feeder. Berea and Manchester put up 8 on them each. That 8 is a lot in soccer. That's just putting it straight. That's a lot of goals. But look at the better competition. Transylvania, they were right there with them, tied on 0-0. 1-1 Earlham. Earlham is not, you can't sneeze at Earlham. Anderson, 1-0, they beat them. And this is the thing that stands out to me. When you play a team in back-to-back games, that team will adjust to you.
Right.
Anderson had every opportunity to adjust, and still Hanover came out on top. Another 1-0 victory. So when it's against the better teams in the HCAC, Hanover still is able to compete. Now, it's not 8-0, but they can edge out teams.
And then in Mount St. Joseph in the semifinal game, they scored first in that one. Late in the second half, they scored first. It took an 82nd minute goal by Mount St. Joe to tie it up for overtime. Then to penalty kicks, Hanover found a way to win. They haven't lost a match, haven't had a true loss since October 8th, a month ago to the day. This last time Hanover has had a true loss. And before we send it to break for Rose-Hulman, we mentioned Amy Hellowell. Her identity over the last decade has been on the defensive side. Park the bus. We're going to strangle you. We're going to stifle you defensively. We're not going to allow you any lane inside the box. Did they sell out defensively for these last 45 minutes, or do they still continue to apply pressure on offense and play the game like it's still 0-0?
A lot of that will be dictated by what Hanover does, and that's not what Amy Hellowell will preach to her team. They want to control this. They want to slow it down. They want to play defense. And they believe their defense is good enough to last 45 minutes because why would you not think that? They've done it all season. They beat Hanover in the regular season 2-0. Their only loss to Mount St. Joseph. They handle everyone in the Heartland Conference. Why not believe what's gotten to this point will work again for the final 45 minutes? That's what she has to get across to her team. Don't fall into the trap of playing Hanover's game.
Rose-Hulman allows the least amount of goals per game across the conference. The Fighting Engineers allow 0.72 goals per game defensively. You got to think that's going to be the focus moving forward, is to control this game and make the other team, Hanover, play at your pace. We'll be right back on the other side. It's the second half of the HCAC championship game between Hanover and Rose-Hulman. We'll be right back on HCAC.tv.
Every person has a story waiting to be told. Mr. Jack comes in every Monday.
Yeah, that's right.
One day I noticed his hat said he was a Korean War veteran. I asked him if he'd ever been to the Korean War Memorial.
No, I never had a chance to go.
That was the day I knew we had to do whatever it took to get him there.
Manny made it happen. I got to go to Washington, D.C. to all the memorials. The World War II Memorial, Naval Memorial, Korean War Memorial. Took all kind of pictures and everything, and it was a good trip, too.
I'm glad that I could be a part of Mr. Jack's story.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN. We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
1-0 the score at the half. Rose-Hulman searching for their first HCAC championship since 2022 when they defeated Hanover. And it's going to be a tough one for Hanover to pull this out. For Hanover and their offense, they average 2.2 goals per game, by far the most of any other team, other than Mount St. Joe, the 1 seed, who they already took down. We've talked about it already, but for Hanover, they look comfortable in that huddle over there, just finding each other, understanding what needs to be done, and you got to think if they want to come back in this game, the first 10 minutes of the second half will tell a lot, won't they?
It will, and I think you'll see a lot of what you saw the last 10 minutes of the first half. A lot of aggression on the Hanover side, a lot of who cares, maybe the first half of the second half, it will still be a aggressive Hanover, but not sell out. But when it comes down to it, if it's still 1-0 with 20 minutes, 10 minutes to go, it doesn't matter if you lose the game 2-0 or 3-0.
Yeah.
It's the same as losing 1-0.
Yeah.
And that is why the freedom that this is the last game no matter what in the Heartland Conference allows you to play more recklessly if you're the team trailing, which is Hanover. They can sell out for the risky pass. They can make the aggressive cross. Anything to tie the game and eventually push it farther, get it into overtime, or even maybe if the situation presents itself, take the lead.
Hanover, they've broken their huddle. They're ready to fire up a second half comeback. And what's so incredible is this was nearly a 2-0 deficit. A handball in the box. Emma Patterson, Hanover's goalkeeper, committed a handball. Camille Clark had a chance to make it 2-0.
We did get clarification on that. And it looked a lot like a handball. The rule is you can't kick it to yourself, which is what she did. But they actually called it just a straight-up penalty, a foul on Patterson.
Got it.
So
it's
it's
just a straight
slightly
foul.
it ends up being the same effect. It resulted in a penalty kick for Clark and for Rose-Hulman against Patterson committing the sin that you can't do in that spot within your own box. But the result is what you mentioned. It's that Clark missed the penalty kick, the first of the entire season for Rose-Hulman. And Hanover is gifted a second life. They got to feel like they were on the verge of being completely out of this, and now we have to take advantage of what we've been given.
Camille Clark, a hero already, defensively and on offense. And the buzzer sounds we're just about ready to roll here in the second half. Rose-Hulman still haven't broken their huddle yet. And like we said, Sam, now I think the first 5-10 minutes for Rose-Hulman, they still want to be on the offensive. They don't want to make their
Careful,
presence
though.
known.
They want to be cautiously aggressive. They'll take opportunities when they can, because if it's 2-0, it becomes twice as hard for Hanover. But they would never risk allowing a transition opportunity for the Panthers, given that they feel so confident in their defense.
Well, Hanover, they have the energy. They're going to need 2 goals in the second half to come out with a win. Unless they tie it at 1, send it to overtime, but still, it will take 2 goals for Hanover to eke this win out.
And that would be characteristic of Hanover in these playoffs. How about an 88th minute equalizer, and then we go into double overtime and eventually penalty kicks to decide the championship?
Rose-Hulman breaks their huddle.
That's what it was last year, an overtime win for Mount St. Joseph. And so that still, Charlie, is in the back of the minds of the Fighting Engineers. We feel good where we're at right now, but don't let what happened last year happen again.
Yes. It's up to the veteran leadership of players like Lauren Marquardt, the senior midfielder. It's up to Alex Adams, the senior forward. It's up to Sydney Schuler, who's just a sophomore but has been so productive offensively. And certainly it is up to Brooke Spurlock, Rose-Hulman's goalkeeper. You know she's going to have a test to complete before this thing's over. And she stands inside the 6. She's ready to go. So is Hanover, just about ready for the second half to decide the winner of the HCAC. And we're underway for the second half of action. It starts in favor of Rose. Rose-Hulman now moving left to right. Hanover moving right to left.
Charlie, what I want to point out is different from the first half, where Rose-Hulman immediately went to the direction of Marquardt and an aggressive attack. It differed this time where they sent it back. Anything to eat time, not save time, anything to eat time, as there's a player down on the Hanover side. Good to see her back up. It's
free kick.
Castiglione
to take it. The left-footed player is ready, and she delivers down the near side. Knocked towards the middle. And great pressure from Rose-Hulman. They have possession now on the far side, just passing midfield. It's a battle for the midfield, and we could see these first 5 minutes again, a measure up, size up type of period, get back into the flow of things. Castiglione. It's knocked down by Rose. Knocked head up. And here's Kaylee Shermer. It drops it back to her right back. Anna Black. Anna Black sends it up towards the middle. It's deflected. Hanover with possession for now. And trying to flip the field is Hanover. And
miscommunication.
A miscommunication indeed. It looked to be Kaylee Shermer who expected to be led. Instead, it was passed behind her and it rolled out of bounds. Popped up in the air. Shermer falls down. Aaron Terry battling on the far side for Hanover, trying to win possession. Off the head of Rose-Hulman's Katie Choi. And a throw in for Kaylee Shermer. Shermer's dispossessed without much of a chance.
Still though, Charlie, not the pace we saw at the end of the first half. Little ramp up period over these first 3 minutes.
Free kick put on for Rose. Crosses midfield on a line. Knocked down. Heading towards the attacking third, but Hanover has possession. And that's got to be a foul.
Sure is.
That's a foul against Lena Dorini, the sophomore midfielder. Using too much body weight to push her opponent into the turf. Very physical championship game tonight. Just about 3 minutes played in the second half. Rose has a chance offensively, right in front of the student section, just outside the 18. They drop it off to Marquardt. Now to Emma Johns. Emma Johns, not a ton of space. And she dumps it off to Riley Heasley. Popped up in the air by Camille Clark on the edge of the box. Headed closer towards the box. It's going to be a race for Sydney Schuler.
They're going to get something on Hanover here as Choi went down.
Katie Choi hits the deck. Foul against Hanover. And that's their 8th foul tonight. Here's a free kick just outside the 18.
Yeah, and this is not one of those gimme free kicks near midfield. This is one that within striking distance. You can make this, and they're going to go with Allie Smith, it looks like.
Hey, Morgan, how about we get us forward a little bit?
Allie Smith, the junior midfielder from Louisville, Kentucky. She's left-footed. 4-man box put on by Hanover, just about 10 yards in front of Smith. Hanover and their
she has not scored a goal in her career, Charlie.
Allie Smith bending around the left side, wayward. Wide left. What's that?
Why do we have white shirts on the
Wide left. Allie Smith, no go that time. She went for a screaming line drive near the left post.
And Coach Watts was really unhappy with the way his team set up for that. Fortunate that Smith went wide.
Sydney Schuler with space. The line drive, and it's saved.
Still, you're really jerky all of a sudden.
It's saved. Emma Patterson.
It was hit really hard, and she got to it, was able to deflect, and then corral after.
Schuler, a line drive kick, a beautiful save from Patterson.
You know, I'll tell you, Schuler hits it harder than anyone on the pitch. I mean, when you need a bullet, Schuler delivers, she hits it hard, and, you know, sometimes touch is important. Touch is always important, but velocity matters too.
5 minutes played now in the second half. A chance for Rose-Hulman, knocked away by Erin Terry. And for the time being cleared out of harm's way. We have a stoppage. Foul against Rose-Hulman. Hanover now with possession. Under 40 to go in the second half. 1-0 the score. It's on the near side. Here's Morgan Castiglione. She can't keep up. It's out of bounds on the near touchline. Rose has a throw-in now. Making the throw-in will be Taylor Beatty, the sophomore from Scottsdale, Arizona. She throws it in. And it's out of bounds once more. This time deflecting last off of Riley Heasley. Hanover now has a throw-in. It's a near side throw-in, just shy of midfield. Put up in the air. It's back and forth effort now at midfield. Who's going to come away with it? For the time being, it's Hanover. Nearly intercepted. Rose-Hulman's midfield operating with not much space. It's a through ball, but the last chance will be Ileana Hernandez. Hanover's back line in some trouble. We get it to Lillian Mullenkamp. Mullenkamp's pass is headed away. And a throw-in for Hanover just past the midfield line. Knocked away by Rose-Hulman's Taylor Beatty. Another throw-in for Hanover, inching closer towards the box. And finally, Emma Gill.
The urgency's there. They're going quicker.
Emma Gill turning to her left, finding a crease. It's knocked away. Gill fighting for possession. She has space. Once the foul, she'll get it.
And she was nearly tripped up in the 18. That was just outside. And oh, what a catastrophe it would have been for Rose-Hulman if that foul was committed slightly closer within the confines of the 18.
Taking it is Kaylee Shermer. She's taking all the corners today. This one's a free kick. Her team lined up near the back post. It's a two-man wall for Rose. Shermer takes her time, sets the feet. Brooks Spurlock ready in the net. Here's the kick from Shermer. It's on the ground, nearly deflected and knocked wide left. That was Ginny Young. Her shot attempt went wide. And a beautiful pass from Shermer.
What a setup for Hanover there. It's the ground ball entry from Shermer. And there was a legit opportunity there for Young. If she could get it on goal, it would have been very difficult for Spurlock to save.
Here's Jenny Young again, fighting against a box out, and officials say it will be a goal kick. Last touch by Jenny Young of Hanover, so Brooks Spurlock has the goal kick.
Underneath the tripod, your camera's rocking.
Here's Vania Young. Young upfield. Knocked down by Castiglione. On the offensive is Hanover. Miscommunication between some Rose-Hulman midfielders. Vania Young heads it. A swarm of fighting engineers, but turning the corner is Juliette Canan. Canan crosses inside and easily corralled by Brooks Spurlock. Hanover's offense, Sam, they're starting to warm up now.
They got 36 minutes, just under, to do anything and everything in their power to create an opportunity to score.
But not if Rose-Hulman and Amy Hellowell's crew has anything to do with it. Kaylee Shermer can't reach it. It's Cam Horsley. Now back to Lillian Muhlenkamp, who knocks it out of bounds. A Rose-Hulman throw-in comes next. Some subs ready to check in for Hanover. A trio of subs ready. Vienna Garcia, rather. Through ball. Up ahead for Ileana Hernandez. Hernandez moves left. Has the angle with the right, and she's tripped up. It rolls out of bounds on the end line. Rose-Hulman wants a corner.
They're going to get it. By far the best open field and, in-play opportunity for Rose-Hulman within the element of free play.
Here it is. Taylor Beatty on the near post. Headed away. Knocked away again. Great defensive stand by Hanover. Vienna Garcia up to Schuler. Here's Schuler double team. Finding a crowded teammate, she's dispossessed. 34 to go. Here's Shermer. Booted down by Garcia of Rose-Hulman and getting it to her teammate.
Garcia, such a presence back there. Now a good scoring opportunity, but went right to the back line of Hanover.
Wayward pass from Katie Choi. And it's now seesawing again in the midfield. Here's Sydney Schuler now with space. She's got one man to beat. Missed touch. She might have a play on it, but not if Hanover's Lillian Muhlenkamp has something to say about it. There will be a throw-in on the near side. Rose-Hulman will orchestrate the throw-in. Two subs ready to come in for Rose now. The ball just outside the box. Turning the corner nicely is McGill. McGill is turned over though. Gabby Hansen, a nice turnover for Rose-Hulman in the midfield. 33 minutes remain. 1-0, Rose-Hulman leads. Here's Jenny Young. The ball's on the far side. Passed up. Back and forth as rain starts to drip down in the second half. Hanover just passing around their back line right now, trying to start and initiate offense, but this Rose-Hulman pressure, Sam, has been everywhere.
You want every possession to have a purpose, and for Hanover that has to be emphasized even more so over the last 32 minutes. They would prefer, as the subs come in, to just kick it away and push Rose-Hulman, give them possession deep in their defensive third and try to force a turnover there, and then have a meaningless possession in their own defensive third. Something else to highlight on the Hanover side is who's the key communications liaison between head coach Watts and the team. And that's who you look for to be a leader. That's who you look for to make a difference in the little things when it comes to the game. And for Hanover, that's number 18.
Morgan.
That's Morgan Castiglione.
Yeah, Hanover's head coach was pleading something to Castiglione, giving her directions. Ball surfacing outside the box. Rose's student section believes it's their ball. Instead, Hanover has a goal kick. New subs in the game for Hanover, some fresh legs with 31 to play. Rose-Hulman, they've done a good job keeping the ball out of their defensive third.
And they're about to get a little boost with Marquardt coming back in.
Set up the middle. Now in possession of Rose-Hulman's back line. And a potential opportunity for Lily Clark of Hanover. It's a screamer down the far side. Who's going to take charge? And it's knocked away by Rose-Hulman's Taylor Beatty. So a throw-in for Hanover near their attacking third. Let's see if they can find a shot on goal. Pass over to Castiglione.
And a miscommunication. You can't afford that if you're Hanover. Castiglione threw it in. She sent it to
Lauren Marquardt checks in for Rose.
to Shermer.
Yeah.
And Shermer was going to look right back to Castiglione, and she couldn't find her. Goal kick for Rose-Hulman.
Missed opportunity for Hanover. Now just over 15 minutes played in the second half, under 30 to play. Rose-Hulman trying to move this left to right up into their offense. Good clear, and they're fine with that. If Rose-Hulman can continue to put it on the defensive side of Hanover, they will be fine with that. Erin Terry to her teammate. Good deflection by Vienna Garcia. And cleared up ahead by Rose-Hulman. This seems to be their game plan, Sam, is to just keep this at midfield or just ahead of midfield. And now in transition, here come the Fighting Engineers, tipped away by Castiglione, the senior midfielder, doing everything she can. And then Castiglione tries to find a through ball, but was quickly turned over. Beautiful slide tackle. It's clean.
Charlie, it's common sense, but the farther you make Hanover go with possession, the more difficult it'll be. So as you mentioned, they want to push Hanover as far back into their own territory.
Hanover in their attacking third, but the unstoppable pressure. Constant pressure, constant on-ball pressure. Absolutely no passing lane to be found for Hanover. This defense has turned it up to 11.
And it's more of a compliment of the entire system and way they're ingrained from the way they practice and their entire personality as a team rather than one individual. Camille Clark has been great. She gets a lot of the recognition on the defense, but it takes a whole unit to clog up those passing lanes, to know what you want to do as an entire team, to be on the same page. And that credit I give to Amy Hellowell.
Alex Adams subs in for Liliana Hernandez. Alex Adams, senior forward. So the veterans are on the field for Rose-Hulman, likely for the rest of the way. Under 28 to go. And this one rolls out of bounds on the far touchline. The whistle blows the play dead, and Allie Bird will come in for Hanover. She checks in for Emma Gill. So a forward substitution put on by Hanover now.
And Bird, one of those super subs. There's a few of them for each team. They love to get fresh legs in there for the final 27. When you look at Hanover, a lot of the time, it is Bird who comes up big. She's taken 18 shots this season. That's a lot for a sub.
Put in the box. Nearly a handball. It's not called. Instead, Rose-Hulman puts it out of bounds for a throw-in. Hanover has a throw-in. They are near the box. Find Kaylee Shermer. Absolutely no space to operate. She's in trouble. She's double-teamed. Somehow it's still in play. Erin Terry now battling a triple team. Somehow the ball finally in play. Now it rolls out for a Rose-Hulman throw-in. But that pressure, Sam, is just so hard to withstand right now, and it's only going to get tougher.
The thing that will give Rose-Hulman energy is when that clock dwindles under 20 minutes, and then under 15, and then under 10, with them still holding a 1-0 lead, the more they see it, they go, we can be Heartland Conference tournament champions, and that will give them that extra bit of energy and life.
It's Lauren Marquardt. She's dispossessed. Officials say it's a Rose throw-in. And yes, Marquardt throws it in. Rose-Hulman on offense. They cross it in the box. Knocked away, though. Out of harm's way. It falls towards midfield now. And wisely sent out of bounds by Gabby Hansen.
As of this point, and this has changed a couple times over the course of the match, but right now, when you look at who has a little more energy, who's faster to the ball, who's playing with more urgency, it's Rose-Hulman. It's not Hanover, and you wonder if some of the burst that they ended the first half with and that they started the second half with has exhausted them to the point that they're left with not much in this middle section of the second half.
Well, they're helped with a home crowd of just about the entire campus. A packed house here tonight. A goal kick for Hanover. It's booted shy of the center circle. An emphatic header by Rose. And the Fighting Engineers let this roll out of play for a Rose-Hulman throw-in. Under 25 to play now. 20 minutes through the second half. Hanover still with no momentum. And Rose-Hulman picks up a foul.
And another yellow card. So Rose-Hulman had 1 yellow the entire season. They have 2 yellows today.
And that's what a championship game will do. Turn up the intensity.
Why would they care, though, if they win? It really doesn't matter.
So a free kick, a mile shy of the box. And we're back to action. Sent up on a line. It's Lily Clark making a run on it. She can't keep up. Instead, it's knocked away. The urgency now. Here's Kaylee Schirmer. Schirmer's on the ground. And yes, it's a Hanover corner kick. Rose-Hulman doesn't agree. They want a goal kick.
Throw.
And instead it's a throw-in. Okay, so it is a throw-in, not a corner. There's Kaylee Schirmer. It's just so tough to operate in space on that in that far corner in no man's land. No way to pass it in the box at all.
It's almost an advantage for Rose-Hulman because their defense is so stifling ordinarily, and then when you confine the space to just a corner, it makes life even more difficult if you're Hanover trying to squeeze something through that terrific back line.
Allie Bird in trouble. She's boxing out a smaller defender. Allie Bird looking to flip the field. They get it to the back line. The center back puts it up to Morgan Castiglione, the senior leader. Now it's to Allie Clark. Allie Clark has no angle whatsoever. Instead, cleared by Rose. This defense is just getting stronger and stronger right now. Does Hanover have what it takes to find a transition opportunity? Allie Clark in trouble. It's knocked away. It'll be a Hanover throw-in. Castiglione jumped the gun before a sub could come in. Checking out is Kaylee Schirmer, and entering is Izzy Phillips. Castiglione's ready for the throw-in. Trying to find Allie Clark, and absolutely no space to work with. Knocked away. Hanover's got a throw in near their offensive third. They throw it in to Maddie Mosby. Mosby hit on the ground.
You know something, though, Charlie, that I think should be worth considering if you're Rose-Hulman, which hasn't been something you've had to consider the entire season. You've got 2 players with yellow cards. One of them is Gabby Hansen, number 10. You don't need to keep her in here. The only risk of the yellow card is that she gets another one, and then you're down a player, which gives Hanover that golden opportunity to tie the game. Now, obviously, you'd like to have her, and she's a great player, but would they be better off not having Hansen in there to avoid the risk of a player picking up 2 yellows?
It's that stage of the game where coach needs to make that call. They're working around the back line for Rose. It's up to Taylor Beatty. Working it up closer and closer to midfield. Finally cleared and no man's land. And Rose likes their chances when the ball's on this side of the field. Country mile away from a chance at a goal is Hanover's offense right now. Under 21 to go. It does seem, Sam, like Rose-Hulman is starting to park the bus and just make this a defensive affair for the final 20 minutes.
And why wouldn't they? That's their strength.
Rose-Hulman, Sam, just trying to squeeze the life out of Hanover in the final stages. Ball's in midfield. Put up towards the box, but an easy scoop by Brooks Spurlock.
There's so much intentionality among all the defenders for Rose-Hulman. They will not give a single Hanover midfielder or forward any space to do anything at all, whether that's turn around, spin on a dime, have enough time, even if it's a second or two, to find a fellow teammate. There is no time for that. And it creates passes like that. And that was a foul, but you get the point.
Rose. Here's a free kick. Under 20 minutes. Taking the free kick is Cam Horsley, the junior midfielder. Our team sets up on the right side of the 18. Horsley, a left-footed player. Horsley lines up the kick. Horsley's kick is ready. She fires. It's a line drive straight away. Beautiful clear from Taylor Beatty. And just like that, Hanover's left with nothing offensively. Lily Clark nowhere to go. Knocked away by Taylor Beatty. This defense now with a stranglehold against Hanover.
And another one of those compressed throw-ins for Hanover. You want to see them create more space, get an angle. Work slightly away from the 18 and then work back in. You don't need to just go straight into the box. That's where Rose-Hulman expects you to go.
The box out outside the 18. Once again, phenomenal defense by Taylor Beatty, who ensures it's not a corner kick instead of throw-in. Another throw-in opportunity. Hanover dominating time of possession, but just can't find a lane. Here's Cassie Leone. Cross knocked down by Taylor Beatty once again. And now I anticipate a clear into no man's land. And find it towards the midfield. Transition look for Rose-Hulman. Right now it's Alex Adams working through a double team. Can't turn the corner. She gets it to her teammate who puts it in the box. It's Lauren Marquardt. Now back to the midfield. Under 18 to play. This one sent inside. It's going to be a tough one to make. Here it is. Finally knocked loose.
Rose-Hulman is screaming for a handball, and that's a huge misstep for Patterson. She's got to corral that cleanly.
Emma Patterson in trouble. Her defense able to knock it away, however. And here's Patterson once again to pick it up with her two hands. 17 minutes, 20 seconds. 1-0 the score. Ball at midfield. Allie Bird has the box out, a defender. Allie Bird again finding her teammate Emma Gill. Emma Gill now inside the box. Working to her left. The left foot stuffed. Trying to regain possession. Bodies hit the floor. We've said that plenty of times. And the ball's out of bounds on the far corner. Lauren Rainbolt enters for Hanover. Checking out will be Allie Bird. And two subs to come in as well for Rose-Hulman. Checking in for the Fighting Engineers, Sydney Schuler. Throw in on the far side. Almost at 15 minutes. This has to be a productive opportunity if you're Hanover. They throw it in right at the 18. Hanover double teamed every which way and finally punched out.
They simply don't have a solution for this Rose-Hulman defense.
Throw in to Emma Gill. Emma Gill has a throw in. 15 under 16 to play. Rain starting to pile on. This ball is just back and forth out of bounds throw-ins. And Rose-Hulman, they are perfectly content with knocking it out of bounds. Somehow this ball stays in play. It's in midfield now. 15 minutes, 30 seconds. Emma Johns. Over to Lauren Rainbow for Hanover. Rainbow keeps it in play. Vania Garcia to Emma Johns. It's Castiglione now. Castiglione a through ball trying to find Emma Gill. Emma Gill can't catch up to it. It rolls out for a Rose-Hulman goal kick. They're just lulling Hanover to sleep right now.
And it's hard if you're a Hanover Panther to maintain that level of urgency and explosiveness offensively, considering time after time after time in this game, your efforts have been thwarted by the Rose-Hulman defense. Now what has to keep you going is you have to remember this is a championship game. We could win a championship or at least push it into overtime. And we still have 14 minutes, nearly 15 minutes to do that. Keep in mind, that's enough time. You can do something
plenty.
with 15 minutes. That's plenty.
Let's see if Rose-Hulman's defense, though, continues to grip that defensive stranglehold even tighter. Under 15. Here's Castiglione. A missed touch, it's out of bounds. A Rose-Hulman throw in on this near touchline. It's Taylor Beatty to throw it in. Now Castiglione to throw in for for Hanover rather. Michaela Doherty trying to find Lauren Marquardt, and she saves it just before it rolls out, and finally it does go out of bounds. And so Hanover has another throw-in from a mile away.
And this is the last push. They are going to bring in their best offensive option in Kaylee Shermer.
Kaylee Shermer will play the rest of the way for Hanover. Hanover trying to just inch up the pitch here. What Rose-Hulman's doing, Sam, is they're just deflecting it out of bounds every time they get.
And you know what goes along with that, other than stopping the momentum of the Hanover attack, is it wastes about 10-15 seconds every time. And we may see another card.
Crowd is up in arms.
No card, just a foul.
Under 13 minutes to play.
Just because we mentioned it earlier, Gabby Hansen has been subbed out of the game, so there's no threat of 2 yellow cards to force a red here with any of the current players on the pitch for Rose-Hulman.
Rose-Hulman has their bus parked. They are ready to sell out on defense for the final push. Hanover will have one last opportunity here in the final 12 minutes to try to produce a shot. And the second half, Sam, they've had a whole lot of nothing. Just one shot attempts in the second half for Hanover.
You would expect, given they're trailing by a goal, they would outshoot Rose-Hulman. That has not been the case.
1 second half shot attempts. The game plan working to perfection if you're Amy Hallowell and this Rose-Hulman team.
That's a testament to the midfield defense and even defense of the forwards for Rose-Hulman to not even let them come anywhere close to the box for offensive and goal-scoring opportunities.
Now here we go, a corner kick opportunity, the first of the second half for Hanover. It's not Kaylee Shermer taking it. Instead, it's Cam Horsley.
So watch out for Shermer where she may appear. She's near, just entering the box now.
Horsley's ready. The line drive kick near the front post, picked up by Spurlock. Brooke Spurlock, the save. Or really not a save, just catches the line drive.
You gotta be fearless if you're in goal, and Spurlock is fearless. She met the contact of Hanover, a little body bump, and corralled the corner.
She let her presence be felt. No. 10.5 to go. And that was probably the closest Hanover's been all second half. Here's Cassie Leone passing on the near side, trying to find Lily Clark. Lily Clark absolutely nowhere to go. Somehow a foul is not called. It's now Erin Terry. Erin Terry screaming down a double team. And it's knocked out of bounds. Erin Terry wants a corner. And they will be rewarded a corner kick.
So what did you learn from the last one? Well, the one thing you learn is you can't kick it right at Spurlock. What are you going to do differently? They've tried going short. Hasn't worked out too well. Charlie, I would say you got to create some havoc.
Kaylee Shermer to take it. She's just a sophomore.
Let it bounce around a little.
High blooping ball near the middle of the nets. It's headed away by Rose-Hulman. Popped up in the air by Cassie Leone. Foul is called outside of the box.
And this will be a golden free kick for Hanover.
Free kick just 5 yards outside of the box. Rose-Hulman has a three-person wall. Taking this will be Cam Horsley. Her number's been called several times tonight. Does she have what it takes to tie this thing up? Her team loaded up to the right. Horsley gonna load up the right foot. Raises the hand, here it is. Scooping ball, it sails over the crossbar. Another missed opportunity.
But that was close.
It was.
That was right there.
It was.
And you got to go for goal if you're Horsley, and she certainly did. You know, it would have been a real tough save. Keep in mind, these goalkeepers, while still have a presence, are a little shorter. It's hard for them to get up there to the top of the crossbar. It would have been a very difficult save. Horsley's been in spots like this before, had the game winner in the quarterfinal in the 120th minute against Anderson, was looking for another heroic moment, just off, a little over the crossbar.
Rose-Hulman's defense put to the test with 8.5 to play.
And the hope, if you're Hanover, is that sequence that we just saw with the couple corners and the free kick is not the last opportunity you'll get.
Erin Terry weaving through traffic. She's dispossessed. A joust. Who's going to come up with the ball? It's Rose-Hulman. And cleared up ahead. It lands out of bounds on the far side. Rose-Hulman has possession. And Sam, this home crowd starting to feel like victory's right around the corner.
They can sense it. Just ticked under the 7-minute, 30-second mark.
7.5 to go. Now in the box for Rose-Hulman. It's Camille Clark dropping it back to midfield. Garcia over to Taylor Beatty. Beatty to Schuler. Schuler, a mistouch. And Taylor Beatty pops this out of bounds. She's a little shaken up. It's been physical all game long. Hanover now, their backs are against the wall, Sam. 6 minutes, 40 seconds.
breathing heavy. You could see the frustration. Be frustrated after the game. You got 6.5 minutes to try to do something.
Rose-Hulman playing just suffocating defense here in this second half. Beatty up top to Schuler. Schuler can't reach it because it's over her head, out of bounds. A substitute checking out for Hanover is Emma Gill. Subbing in is Maddie Mosby. 6 minutes now. Castiglione up top. It's up to midfield. Maddie Mosby facing a double team and an errant pass to Kaylee Shermer. Nobody's there.
Under pressure, you throw interceptions. There's no one there. No one in the area. And she just had to get rid of it because otherwise she would have been dispossessed anyway.
Kaylee Shermer in trouble. She creates some space on the edge of the box near the sideline. She's got 2 defenders to beat, and she puts it out of bounds, deflected off of Rose-Hulman. So here, it's a corner kick. It's a corner kick for Hanover. 5 minutes to go. This is huge.
And they load the box. Everyone in goal. They did this to start the game on their first corner.
Cam Horsley. Line drive kick, front post. Nobody's there. A defensive stand once again for the Fighting Engineers. Under 5 to play. And that looked like a good chance, Sam. It really did. It looked like that location was good on the pass from that far corner.
It was, and what you want on those corners, especially at this point in the game, is something to create a little bit of chaos and havoc, because you want the ball to bounce around. You want something to happen that's not supposed to happen, and that's difficult to come by. It's not always going to happen, but that's how you create that opportunity. You load the box, a lot of legs, a lot of limbs in there to deflect. It just didn't deflect in the way of Hanover. Deflected off of Hanover and out for a goal kick.
Now with just over 4 to play, you got to think that was a huge opportunity Hanover had.
It's not going to get much better than the free kick they had and the corner.
Right. All in the span of 5 minutes. 4 minutes to go.
But Rose-Hulman has stood strong despite all of that.
And they're happy to keep the ball in and around this area. This is booted up to midfield.
3-on-3 opportunity here.
Clark, you're right. A 3-on-3, a through ball. They find it up to Maddie Mosby. A 1-on-1. Mosby out of position. So is Spurlock. Mosby regains possession before the boundary. She puts it in the box, finding Aaron Terry. The header, the deflection. Shermer, no! Saved! Brooke Spurlock, my goodness!
It's still a corner coming, though, for Hanover. Or no, they're saying no.
Oh, my goodness.
What a job by Brooke Spurlock to get out of goal and deflect that. She came up to meet Mosby.
And you said it, Sam. She's not afraid of contact. A prime example with 3 minutes to play.
She was out of position, but what she did was she made the ball out of position. Mosby had to go get it. It allowed enough time for Spurlock to get back in goal.
Wow. So many chances for Hanover. For a team that scored the most goals of any team in the conference, they have been stifled every which way in the second half. And it all goes to this Rose-Hulman defense just bending and not breaking in the dying stages of this one.
If it ends with this score, there will be plays for Hanover to go to sleep at night thinking about. You think about the free kick, and you'll think about that last sequence with Mosby, what was so close to an equalizer.
Now Emma Patterson collects the ball. Just over 2 minutes until we crown the champion of the HCAC. To the Hanover back line. Castiglione, the senior. She's knocked away, but she'll have the throw-in. Under 2 minutes. The clock is ticking. Time is getting more scarce. And here's Aaron Terry. It's a foul against Rose-Hulman. Hanover's got to move quick. They got a $140. Put up by Mosley. Trying to find Shermer. Shermer with heavy defense in her grill. And she has no choice but to shoot a prayer. And that's about 30 yards wide of the goal. A minute, 20 seconds.
And Rose-Hulman's in no rush.
They are in.
As soon as the game's over, follow the Rose team.
They are nearing victory formation, Sam, searching for their first HCAC title since 2022, a few years ago, where they beat this very team, Hanover, in that championship game.
1 minute remaining.
60 seconds. Hanover can smell it. So can the home crowd. All they gotta do is clear it, and they do. This thing is all but over. The Rose-Hulman bench can sense it. The crowd can. So can the players on the pitch. 30 seconds.
Where's the urgency? What is going on?
Can't get the ball placed.
Ball was still rolling.
And there's that Rose-Hulman defense to put the final exclamation point on it. 20 seconds. Down to 15. Shermer. Does she have enough time? She won't. It's intercepted and cleared for the final time. Rose-Hulman are your Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference champions. They hang on in front of their home crowd. Sam, what a defensive stand in the second half.
And what a way to avenge last year's heartbreak. A 1-0 defeat to Mount St. Joseph a season ago in Ohio. This time they're at home in front of their home fans, and they win it by that same score over Hanover, the team that they've defeated in the Heartland Conference Championship game the last 3 times they've won the tournament.
Amy Hellowell will be headed to her third postseason appearance. The NCAA Division III tournament is Rose-Hulman's next test. They get it done in the conference tournament. The final from Terre Haute, Rose-Hulman 1, Hanover 0, and that'll do it. Alongside Sam Cinder, I've been Charlie Harris saying so long from the campus of Rose-Hulman. You've been watching HCAC.TV.